the round 4 of the season. And we're here at the Netherlands for the Dutch Grand Prix. I have got a couple of the drivers with me tonight. Before we start racing, we have Aaron Martin. We've also got Steve Harris in. Good evening, Aaron.
Hello.
So you've been promoted this week to a full-time seat. I know you've done a couple of races so far this season in League One. How are you looking forward to the AlphaTauri tonight?
Yeah, it should be good. I'm glad I finally got the seat because, you know, the 2 races I had racing, I felt, and obviously the pack's quite strong, you know, they're good racers, but I felt like I was not miles off the pace and I could, you know, hold my own, so I'm glad to finally be in a seat, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you had a great race last time out in China, qualified 13th, finished in 9th. You scored over 20 points already this season. What's your hopes going into this race?
Yeah, probably just keep my nose clean and try and, you know, get through lap 1 without taking, you know, any massive damage and just, you know, have a steady race hopefully. In terms of qualifying, I don't expect to get to Q2 or 3 necessarily. I don't hold, you know, my standards too high for that, but whatever happens will happen. I'm just going to try and focus on having a clean race and yeah, just finishing hopefully with a good position.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I hope you have a good race, mate, and I'll hopefully talk to you later on.
Yep, thank you very much.
No worries. And also with us we have Mr. Stephen Harris. Good evening, Steve.
Evening, Matthew.
So, bit up and down your season so far. Podium in Australia, failed to finish in Bahrain, and then you finished in... Where is it?
All the way
I can't
down.
remember where you finished in.
You've got to carry on.
I think it was 11th in. Yeah, I think it was 11th in China. But how are you looking forward to tonight's race?
It's one of those tracks. I'm not hoping for anything high. I just want to bring the car home, carry on my run for having no time penalties. If that carries on, I'll be happy. But yeah, slowly bring the fight to the top guys. But yeah, consistency is going to be key.
Yeah, and we saw you in practice as well. You did a long run on a set of intermediate tyres. It was a wet practice session for anyone who saw that. Do you feel if it does rain tonight, you might have a bit of an advantage because of the amount of mileage you put in with that?
Yeah, sort of. I just know it just means that I know what the tyres are going to do. But yeah, it all depends what happens in front of me, what happens behind me. Just hope my run of getting caught up in stuff is over. But yeah, strategy-wise, I think I'm okay. We did a little practice earlier and did another long run on the dry stuff on the slicks. So yeah, it should be a good one. But yeah, I hope.
Excellent. Well, good luck tonight, mate, and I hope you have a good race, and hopefully talk to you later on.
Yeah, definitely. Hope you have a good time in the box.
Thank you. So there we have our 2 drivers we've interviewed, and I think we don't have a full lobby tonight, but the great news is we do have a League 2 that has started as well. So if you head over to Ultimate_League_2 if you want to tune into that race, they also have some drivers starting out tonight. A few changes in the lineup for this evening. As I said, we have had some drivers sort of moving around as we started the League 2, but we have JPL Bailey now has a full-time seat in the Williams team, so well done to Bailey. He's now got that seat on a permanent basis. We seem to have both Ferraris in tonight, which is good to see. As I said, we've got Aaron Marr, brand new driver in the AlphaTauri, and of course Molina coach as well. After last week, he had a couple of great races there as well. And he is now in the AlphaTauri as well in a full-time seat. Also, we've got Mackenzie joined as well in the Haas as well. So we've got a few new drivers. And can anyone stop Carl Maybon? He's had 3 pole positions in the first 3 races of the season. And here we go. The drivers are readying up now.
That was a good intro.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I just like to point out. We are on 14 viewers. League 2's on 16.
I know, it's good to see people already joining in on the League 2 chat, which is great to see.
That's great. That's great. I don't like how they're beating us, but I mean, it's good.
So,
Not gonna lie, I just got here in like the nick of time.
yes.
Yeah, that was close. Very, very close.
So here we go. Drivers readying up now. Why are you here with me, Kyle?
I don't know. I got told that I was doing this, so I'm just doing this. Plus, you know, talk to me, man.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll probably talk to you when you get pole position. I'll let you go and do your qualifying.
But the mic. See you later.
So here we go. I'll try and do an onboard lap with you around this racetrack as well, so you can see this racetrack. And it is a very challenging racetrack. The first time F1 has been here for 40 years. And Aero Raptors, if you are watching the stream, I have just said to Josh to invite you, so hopefully you will get in. So here we go. A few drivers heading out on track. Here is Real Joker in the Red Bull. Had 2 6th position finishes in the races so far this season. Best qualifying of the season, though, was last time out in China. He qualified 8th. Made Q2 on 2 occasions this season, so he'll certainly be looking to get that. Keep that going. So I said I'll try and do an on-board lap with somebody. I think it might be Real Joker, because he, I believe, is the first. No, there is actually someone ahead of him. It's one of the Williams, I believe. Here we go. It's Bailey. So here we go. Here is the pit straight down towards home. DRS zone there is open. Second gear. Lots of different lines that through turn 2 and then immediately into turn 3, then into this very tricky left-hander. Someone's been disqualified already, not really quite sure how. Hopefully the coach goes out of the way here as they come down just about through these very fast flicks around the back of the circuit. They've flicked down a couple of gears, 135 miles an hour on the apex. And then, a little bit wide there in that right-hander. And very, very wide there. Then over to the right-hand side of this very long left-hand hairpin. A little bit wide again. It gets the car in with a nice exit. Second DRS zone here, all the way down towards the chicane, up to about 190 miles an hour. Slam on the brakes down to just 65 for the chicane. Then slowest corner there, about 55 on the apex. And then slowly bring the car over to the left-hand side. And then through the right-hander. And then this long 12-degree banking. Last corner, building up a lot of speed, but we saw in the wet practice that really does catch drivers out. And Bailey's the first one across the line with a 1 minute 12.9. There goes Real Joker at 1:11.5. Let's see who else. And Mackenzie's gone quickest, 1:10.5 for him in the Haas. A good first lap from him. And then Drab goes across the line, 1:10.6 to go second quickest. So as Carl Maybon instantly goes quickest, a 1 minute 9.7. As I said, he's had pole position for the last 3 Grand Prix. I do believe as well in the commentary box, and we'll hear from him from time to time. I do believe we have got Mr. Simon Harper. Good evening, Simon.
Good evening.
I'm very well, thank you, mate. So, I thought I'd talk to you now before you head out on track. Your hopes going into this race? You had a cracking race in China, coming back through the field, came home 7th. What's your hopes here? Do you like this racetrack? Yeah, and the practice session on Thursday, were you able to get your sort of setup sorted for that? With the practice session on Thursday, did you find that helpful with your setup and getting that sorted for the race? Okay, excellent. Well, unlucky, mate, but I'll let you go now, because I know you're probably going to head out on track any minute now, so I hope to talk to you later on. No worries. So, 3-part qualifying, but as there's only 16 in this session, we're only going to lose the bottom one, and White African has already been disqualified. I'm not quite sure how. White African, if you are listening, I'd be quite curious to know how you got disqualified from the session so quickly. But we'll look. Here is Vital Oxygen on his quick lap. Kyle is quickest at the moment with a 1:9.7. Then it's Mackenzie in second place. Drab is third on a 1:10.6. Maglox is fourth. But all of these drivers, they don't need to push too hard, because with White African disqualified from the session, it means that no one is going to be out of the session here. So, be joined by White African. White African, unlucky there, mate. What happened?
It's just unfortunate. Basically, someone was starting their lap. I was coming out of pit lane, so I've actually had to slow down to let them through. Again, thought I stopped, so in the pit lane, so I could disqualify. It's not a big issue. I was going to
I was just going to say, I mean, you had a great race in China starting outside the top 10. Do you think something similar could be possible here?
I don't think so. I'm just planning to bring car home, to be honest. Try to get some points.
Okay, so unlucky, mate. Yeah, well, unlucky, mate, and I hope you'll have some fun watching you coming through the field later on, and I hope you have a good race.
I'll do it for fans.
Very good. So, Subs UK on a lap as well, just going across the line. And he had his first lap disallowed. Let's see how Ross is getting on. He is on his first flying lap in the Renault. And as I said, Kyle won the last race in China, so he has taken the lead in the World Championship. JDM isn't racing tonight, unfortunately, in the Mercedes. Ross has backed out of this lap, unfortunately, for him. Let's see how Subs is doing. He's still going for it. So, yes, but Carl Maybon leads the championship by 6 points from Lewis, and then Drab is a further 3 points back. Real Joker's 22 points off the championship lead, so not completely out of touch yet, still early days. But I hope he'll be back next week, because he was really consistent in the first 2 races of the season. So let's see how Subs UK, a little bit wide in the chicane. That will have cost him time, but it doesn't matter. He is going to make it through. His best qualified, actually, Subs UK, was back in Australia. He qualified 13th on the grid, and that was also his best race finish. He finished in 11th place there. So all is not lost yet for him. Ross has done a 1:40.4. I said he was on a very, very slow lap. Does he have the fuel to do another one? I think he does. So let's see how he gets on as he comes through the first sector. It was the middle sector we saw him backing out of his lap. As I said in practice, there's a long first sector here for being such a short lap. Only just under 70 seconds for a lap, but it's 30 seconds first sector, and he had a very, very good first sector from Ross. His teammate up there in pole at the moment. Lewis is second at 1:10.2, but only Kyle is under the 1:10 barrier at the moment. A little bit of traffic here from Ross. That's Substitute K. Hopefully he'll get out of the way for him as they come out of the hairpin. Hasn't at the moment. Drab goes quickest at 1:96. Oh, and that's Ross running very, very wide in the second to last corner. And I think he's going to abandon his lap altogether and come into the pit. Subs UK winding himself up for another lap, but he's backed out of that one. Let's see how else is on that. Jack Thompson's on a lap as well, but I think he's coming into the pits. Yeah, he's abandoned that one. So order at the moment with 8 minutes to go. This man here is fastest at the moment. Drab is quickest, followed by Kyle in second place. Only those two under the 1:10 barrier. Lewis third, Mackenzie fourth. His first race for us as well. He's doing a good job so far. Maglox is fifth in the Ferrari. Steve Harris is sixth, seventh for Molina Coach. Real Joker is eighth. Vital Oxygen is ninth. Jack Thompson is 10th. And then we've got Aaron Marr in 11th. JPL is 12th. Subs UK 13th. Ross hasn't set a representative lap time yet. He is in 14th position. 23rd Nebula appears to abandon his first lap, so he's now gone out again. So he's the only person not to lap time so far. Kyle's going out. I know he doesn't like it when other people are quicker than him, but he doesn't need to do this. But he is going out on the same set of tyres, or at least he's not wasting a set of tyres. Subs UK has completely abandoned this lap. Aaron Miles on a slightly quicker lap. He's a couple of tenths up in the first sector. Let's see how he gets on in the middle. Comes up to the chicane. He's still about 2 tenths of a second up. So this could just move him into the top 10. Let's see how he gets on through. Oh, and he's gone wide. We've seen a few people struggling there, and he's broken his front wing. Just caught the gravel. And JPL Bailey just avoided him as he starts his flying lap. Still on the same set of tyres as well. So anyone watching on, I am keeping an eye on the Twitch chat as well. So if you have any questions or comments, please in the stream, and I will get to as many as I can throughout qualifying and the race. So let's see how JPL does in the first sector. Can he find an improvement? He's 12th at the moment. Everyone is through as it stands. Let's see how he does in the first sector. He's a fraction up at the moment. Let's see how Kyle's doing. Second at the moment. First sector. He's also a fraction up. Quickest first sector of the session so far from him. Vital Oxygen's had his lap disallowed. Shame for him. He was half a second up. Both Ferraris have looked pretty quick in qualifying trim. They both qualified right up the front of the grid. Maglox was on the front row of the grid in Bahrain, if you remember, behind Kyle. As 23rd Nebula goes 9th on a 1:11.8, so just behind his teammate. Let's see how Kyle's getting on. He's still a fraction up in the middle sector. I don't think this is going to be enough to be quickest. It's not, but he does improve. But look how close it is between those top two. Vital Oxygen, is he going again? I think he is. He's a 10th down in the first sector. Oh, and he's gone wide. Had the lap disallowed. Let's see how Ross is getting on. He's on a much better lap. Doesn't lose it in the last corner this time, so this should jump him right up the order. And indeed it does. He goes up to 5th on a 1:10.9. So again, very, very close between the whole field, really. When you look, I mean, I don't think Subs UK's done a representative lap time yet, but there's only 2 and a bit seconds covering the field. So very, very close. Maglock's on a good lap as well, getting a good toe off the Red Bull as it comes into the pits. Does he improve? He goes up to 4th on a 1:10.5. And being such a short lap here as well, as I said, only around 70 seconds for the quickest laps around here, you will find people being even closer than normal. As I said, they've been very, very close all through the season. But on a short track like this, the gaps between the cars will be even smaller. So Aaron Marr now coming round turn 1. This is the first bit of really high banking on the racetrack. But it can help you, especially at the start of the race when a lot of the cars are close together. But it can help you there, just sort of push you off the corner a little bit quicker. Oh, and he's disallowed the lap. That's a shame because he was a couple of tenths up. Just ran a little bit wide. Lewis a fraction down on his best in the first sector. Can he get himself anywhere near the top 2 at the moment as he goes over the middle sector? He's a 1/10.5 down. He'd have to find a lot in the final sector for him to get through, or to him to improve his position. And yeah, he's backed out of the lap. So just under 3 minutes to go. Subs UK is heading out on track again to try and improve his lap time. As I don't think he had a representative lap last time, around a 1:14.4. Let's see what he can do. Vital Oxygen heading out as well. JPL is still going for it, I think. Let's have a look. First sector. Now he's lost quite a bit of time in the first sector, so he's not going to be improving. Here is Subs UK on a lap, round turn 1. Oh, and he's had this lap disallowed as well. Took a little bit too much curb there. Let's see how Aaron Marr's getting on. Just under 2 minutes to go. Bit of a dead rubber first qualifying session because everyone's going to get through, especially with the disqualification of White African. Very unfortunate there, mate. But people still wanting to prove their worth. But a lot of people doing sort of 2 or 3 runs on their 2 or 3 laps on their tyres. And he also has this lap disallowed as Aaron. So people using the tyres up. Oh, JPL very, very wide in the first corner there. So that people really pushing the limits here, seeing what they can do. Let's have a look at what Subs can do. As he comes through the last corner, he's going to try it again, I think. Or is he going to dive in the pits? No, he's coming into the pit lane. So he knows he is through as it is. 23rd Nebula there, going out again on the same set of tyres. Let's see how he can do. On his outlap, as I said. Let's have a look. Vital Oxygen, it appears. Oh, he's gone off. He's backed out of the lap. He's gone right off. So he's just going to come back into the pit lane. And Bailey's going again. So we're into the last few seconds of the session. 23rd Nebula just about to start a lap. Just crossed the line in time. So it's just him and JPL out on the track at the moment. As I said, all these cars are through. So just trying to see how well they do at the moment. Let's have a look. And he's had this lap disallowed as JPL, so he's not going to improve. Let's see how 23rd Nebula is doing. First sector, he's 4/10 of a second up. That would put him ahead of his teammate, which I think will please him in this first session. Let's see how he gets on in the middle sector. And he's still 0.4 of a second up. As he comes up to the last couple of corners. And he does a 1:11.6, so not quite as quick as his teammate. But, as I said, everyone through to Q2. So, into Q2 now. And again, for those of you watching for the first time, whatever tyres... If you get into Q3, whatever tyres you set your quickest lap on in Q2 are the tyres you start the race on. So you do quite often see some differing strategies around here. But, quite as I said before, the lap times are very, very close. So you won't want to take too much of a gamble. The medium tyres are about 6 or 7 tenths of a second slower around here. And that could be crucial for someone like Steve, for example. Or people like that, it could knock him out of the session, judging purely on the pace in Q1. It could knock them out of the session. So, hopefully, everyone that should get through will get through to Q3. But you never know with the differing tyre strategies. So, Q2 is about to begin. And as Simon was saying earlier on, it looks like it's been a dry race as well. We did have a wet qualifying session, wet practice session, excuse me, on Thursday around here. So not a lot of help to some of these drivers with the fact it's turned out dry here. So, and you can see already some drivers switching over to the medium tyres. So Drab's doing it, Kyle's doing it, so is Steve, who's the first one to head out. Vital Oxygen, Lewis and Maglot's all heading out on the medium tyres. So a few drivers wanting to increase their strategies. 50% race around here, so it's 36 laps around here. So it's a long race, and with a lot of very, very fast corners around here. Sorry, it wasn't Steve the first one heading out, it was a Williams. So that would be Bailey heading out for the first time. First car out, but 36 laps around here. With such long, fast corners, it really does take it out on the tyres around here. So, tyre strategy here could be crucial. Let's see who can make it into Q2. Sorry, into Q3. The top 10 will go through from here. So, JPL Bailey going through the chicane, which leads into the hairpin. Saw him do quite a few laps in the first part of quali. And if anyone's watching hasn't already followed the stream, please follow us here. Or Jack Thompson's retired from the session. He's crashed out in the middle sector of the lap. So he's got called out in one of those fast right-handers. Oh, and JPL's just gone off as well. He's gone off turn one. We saw him struggling there a little bit before, but Jack Thompson is out of the session, so he's going to line up 15th on the grid. And there's a yellow flag in sector 1, not quite sure why. But yes, anyone watching, if they're not already following the stream, please follow the stream and then share the link to the stream as well. Follow us on Twitch. We're also on Facebook, Ultimate Racing League. Join us. A lot of stuff going on. Oh, and there is the Williams has spun, and I think Steve might have just got caught up in that. He's on his quick lap. I'm not sure what's happened there, but I definitely saw the Williams spinning off in the background. Maybe he was trying to get out of the way of Steve. So people really, really pushing hard here in this second session. So JPL he's on the soft tyres, so he should have another set of softs to deal with, and he's really struggling, it seems, with the car. Look, he's off again. So very, very hot rear tyres by the looks of it. Vital Oxygen goes quickest. That's a good lap time on those mediums. Mackenzie, though, absolutely smashes it. A 1:10.3 on the soft tyres. 23rd Nebula now coming round. He's gone out on the mediums as well. Subs UK is just ahead of him out there on the softs. Melina Coach heading out on track as well. And 23rd Nebula getting a really nice toe from the back of Subs. He goes third. Subs has gone fifth. Oh, and that's JPL out of the session as well, I think. Surely he's retired from that. Kyle goes quickest, but somehow he's not retired the car. Well, how he hasn't retired that, I have no idea. So, flurry of lap times there. Kyle's gone quickest on those medium tyres. Mackenzie's second. A 1:10.3. Melina Coach has gone third. Vital Oxygen fourth. 23rd Nebula fifth. Steve Harris is sixth, but I'm sure he got held up on his lap. But I think he's going to... Yes, he's just improved it. In fact, gone third quickest. So that pushes 23rd Nebula to sixth. Aaron Mars seventh. And eighth for Subs UK at the moment. They're the only cars just set a lap time. But how JPL has not retired from that accident, I have no idea. Real Joker out once again. On the soft tyres. Yellow flag in section 3. I think that's just cars getting out of the way. I think that's Aaron Mar getting out of the way of someone. So let's see how Real Joker can do now. As he goes through the chicane. Then there's this hairpin. Oh, there's a Renault off in the background. I think that might be Ross trying to get out of everyone's way. Because Kyle's heading into the pits. He was indeed Ross. So let's see where Real Joker can go here. As he goes across the line, and he goes sixth fastest. So let's see if we can get Jack in and get his view on what happened. We saw him crash out early on in this session. Ross is on a lap now as well. On the medium tyres, so he's feeling pretty confident. Lewis, Maglox and Drab also gone out on the medium tyres. Bailey's gone out on another set of softs. So very different strategies up and down the grid here at the moment. Ross, good first sector. His teammates quickest at the moment on a 1:10.2. He'll be looking to try and get somewhere near that. Ross's best qualifying so far this season was 7th in Bahrain. He also finished 7th in Australia. Let's see how he can get on through the last couple of corners. So easy to get your lap time disallowed there. Try and take a little bit too much curve. That last corner, which is still catching people out even in dry conditions. And he goes across the line and he goes fourth quickest, a 1:11.0. Subs UK's headed out on track and he's just getting out of everyone's way there. Drab's on a lap. He's going to come through. He's going to be looking to try and get up there with Kyle as well. As he goes across the line and he goes quickest, a 1:10.0. That's a very good lap time on those mediums. Here is Lewis. Through the last corner. Let's see where Maglox can go as well. Lewis goes third quickest. Maglox is also on a lap coming through the first sector. JPL Bailey's just in front of him. So let's have a look. And it's a good middle sector from Bailey. He'll certainly be looking to try and get himself into the top 10 in the Williams. Just trying to see what was Ross's best. Bailey's best qualify. Oh, he's gone off it. Well, oh, there's contact. There's contact. Subs UK was trying to get out of the way. I don't think he realised that Bailey was there, and Bailey's going to have to stop. Maglox is going to come through to complete his lap. And Maglox goes sixth, a 1:10.9, but definite contact there. Good evening, Bluesy Colt. Good to have you watching as well this evening. So Maglox goes 6th quickest. So those drivers on the medium tyres do seem pretty quick as well at the moment. So order right now. The car's making it through to the second part, to the final part of qualifying. Is Drab, Kyle Maybon 2nd, Lewis 3rd. But again, only 3 tenths between those cars, all on the medium tyres. Mackenzie 4th, Steve 5th, Maglox 6th, Ross is 7th, Melina Coach is 8th, Vital Oxygen is 9th, and 10th for Real Joker. Thank you, Bluesy Colt, and also Aqua Ninjas for hosting the lobby as well, hosting the channel. Get us as many viewers as we can tonight. Thank you, guys. Steve got scared there. I don't blame you there, mate. I'm not sure if there was contact or not, but looked very, very close. 23rd Nebula's gone out on the same set of medium tyres as he started the race. As I said, Bluesy Colt 24 is hosting the channel as well. He also is doing a channel as well. If you guys want to follow his channel too, he does streams on a very regular basis, usually on a daily basis as well. And be great to give him some support as he's supporting us as well. So please do that, guys. Bluesy Colt 24, also Bluesy Colt Gaming on Facebook. Please follow and watch those streams as well. It'd be good to support each other with this gaming. So 23rd Nebula coming through to complete his lap. Aaron Marr has had his lap disallowed. He's 12th at the moment. But 23rd Nebula has yet to make it into Q3 so far this season. Can he do it here? He just does at the moment. Goes 10th fastest on a 1:11.4. But his teammate has gone out on a set of soft tyres, and you get the feeling that he is going to improve. JPL's gone back out again. We've got just under 5 minutes to go. And JPL Bailey, can he get a good lap in here? Subs UK is on a lap as well. He's just going through the first corner. Let's see how Real Joker's doing. Fraction up in the first sector. He needs to find about a 10th and a half to get himself, and that would knock his teammate out as well. Mackenzie's gone back out as well. And he's gone nearly 2 tenths quicker in the middle sector as Real Joker on his previous best. So this should move him up a few places. Vital Oxygen's out there as well, all on a set of softs now. Did the first run on mediums. Let's see how Real Joker can do as he comes across the line now. Will he get into the top 10? No, he doesn't. He remains by 14 thousandths of a second. He remains in 11th position. So 23rd Nebula, I think, will breathe a sigh of relief there. We've got 3.5 minutes to go. Vital Oxygen, half a second up on his best on this lap. As they come down, Subs UK is on a lap as well. But could be good toe here for Vital Oxygen. Oh, there's contact again. Oh, Subs UK has had a couple of occasions trying to get out of people's way tonight, and it's just not worked for it.